Hey, what is going on this Friday afternoon, Friday evening, or sometimes Saturday morning for you overseas? So check it out. I'm Matt Quick. This is Shante Waterbury. We're here today to talk about some FY22 retention program updates. So I hear there's some updates coming out soon, Shante. So let's get into it real fast.
Okay.
So if you're an FY22 ETSer, what's new?
All right. So right now, the Army has recently introduced something called the State Army Extension. That
That's a
extension
pretty
is
cool name.
very creative, right?
They
I'm
are
sure it took
me.
a lot to figure that one out. But with the State Army Extension, the Army is going to allow a service member who's ETSing between now and September 30th an opportunity to stabilize for anywhere between 6 and 11 months. So pretty cool opportunity because we've never done that before.
So listen, I read the articles. I read the Army Times. I'm into that right now. So I'm reading the Army Times that says that both recruiting and retention are hurting right now. So if you're out there, if you want to stay Army, the Army's introduced a stay Army extension between 6 and 11 months. I don't know why
Right?
you wouldn't do that because you're
No.
probably not going to go to overseas. Probably not going to go 6 to 11 months. Give it a shot. I was talking to someone the other day in my clubhouse, my area, my golf course, and he's a part of the 82nd Airborne. So he said, I can't believe they're offering it. I'm like, why won't you take it, man? So he's
Right.
actually he goes to his career counselor, he'll do his 6 month extension. So I want to credit myself for that. So thank you very much, Army. You're welcome. All right, so that's FY22, Shante. What about the FY23s? Any news for those our warriors yet for these guys?
Okay, so for the FY23ers, effective 1 July, huge, we're opening up the window. So currently, as of today, we have that 12-month window. So, you have to be 12 months from your ETS in order to reenlist. Effective July 1st, anyone between now and that September 30th, 2023 period will be allowed to reenlist, regardless of whether they're at that 12-month period or not. So that's huge. I really expect the floodgates to really open up on July 1st for that. Another opportunity that has been recently announced is that those service members with the HQDA imposed 8 kilo flags, those are the ones who need to do their distance learning for their NCOES for those promotions. Those 8 kilos and those 9 Quebecs. 9 Quebecs are service members who have signed a declination statement. So those two categories are going to be allowed to do a 1 year extension also. Previously, we weren't allowed to extend or reenlist anything with those service members with those flags on them, but the Army's going to allow us to execute a one-time 1 year extension for them.
Hey, that's some great news. So if you're a soldier right now or a family member, consider staying in the army another 12 months or so, because listen, the benefits are great. The job
Hmm.
market is good out in the civilian world, but it's not so hot. So just consider the army. So Shante, that's good news. So if you're an FY23, so if your ETS is September 23rd or 28th or 30th, whatever, in 23, you can
Hmm.
now re-enlist starting 1 July if
Correct.
you're otherwise qualified, correct?
Exactly. If
Now
you're
that's
otherwise
keywords.
qualified.
Keywords. So how about if you have an RCP issue? Can you request something?
Okay, so RCPs, those guys as well, if they wanted to be allowed to reenlist or extend, that's simple. They're going to go get with their unit career counselors and send up the 4187 request to be allowed to go past their retention control point for the Army. And at this rate, I'm pretty sure they have a really good chance of being approved. So,
I'm pretty confident in that. So I understand there's a few service members or soldiers now that have a failing APFT or ACFT score. I know there was recently an update to that. Can you talk about that one?
yep. So another one. All these changes just keep coming out and hitting us left and right. But so previously, when the APFT went away, we had soldiers that were still flagged for those actions. ACFT rolls around. Still nothing super official for us yet. So those soldiers that were flagged for the APFT were kind of sitting in limbo. But here recently, it was announced that if a soldier has an APFT flag, that they will be allowed to take an ACFT, a diagnostic ACFT, to get that flag removed. So call me selfish, but that's great for retention because if they're not flagged, we could go ahead and allow them to choose some options if they're qualified for them and let them continue their career without this flag over their head anymore.
So right now, if you have a failing APFT or ACFT score, get with your leadership, take a diagnostic, pass that thing, and you'll be eligible to reenlist or extend. That makes complete sense, right? Listen, the
Mm,
armies have everyone's having a hard time keeping great talent.
yes.
So if you're in the military right now, consider staying and being the great talent that you can be for the outside. Before we go any further, I see we have a lot of questions here, a lot of complaints. It looks like so. Let's check it out. So Aaron Rodriguez says a lot of soldiers I talked to are getting out because of toxic company commanders, battalion commanders. Aaron, if you want to hit this page up with information, specific information, not just hearsay, we're more than happy to address it. We can talk to leadership. We have career counselors. We have command career counselors that can talk to leadership. So let us know who it is. We won't address it publicly, not yet. We're not that brave yet, but we'll address it through the retention channels, and we'll get
Hmm.
everybody to talk to. Oscar says he's ETS because he couldn't reclass. Oscar, what do you want to be? They have the short fuse training options. What do you want to
Right.
be? Listen, Oscar, if you want to be a career counselor, talk to Shante. Help you out.
Well, listen, and since you brought up the short fuse training, that list is huge and it continues to fluctuate, weekly. Every week, it's pretty much announced there's hundreds of different slots available for reclassing. So if you're qualified for it or if you're not sure, go see your career counselor because what's the worst that can happen? A no,
See
right?
your career counselor.
Exactly.
It's simple. Hey, Cheyenne says my ETS is October 23, but I was told I could look at reenlisting July 1st. Is that true? Sorry.
You
Go
missed
ahead,
it by a
Shante.
day. You missed it by a day, Cheyenne. I'm so sorry.
Unfortunately, this is why when I was still serving, I'd want to have a mass reenlistment on 1 October. That way, everyone's ETSs were September 30th. It was a trick
Hmm.
we used to have, but it worked out good. But Cheyenne, no, unfortunately, you're an FY24 soldier,
Right.
so you have to wait until probably October to even consider reenlisting. But 12-month window, we'll see.
Hmm. Hmm.
Taquisha, retention's horrible. Are you saying retention like the career counselor, retention NCOs is horrible? Or are you saying leadership? I want to be clear here because I know a lot of retention professionals, career counselors doing great things out there. So if you don't get what you want,
Hmm.
sometimes we don't, keep having the conversation because things change. And right now, I'm telling you, if you're a soldier, ask for something. Ask.
Yes. Right
Make
now,
it.
and I hate to say it, but now is the time to ask. So,
My goodness, these which reg for what Tamika? Because the AR 601 280 handles the retention program, but there are Army directives that are handling the ACFT APFT. I think it's Army
mhm.
Directive 2022-5, if I'm not mistaken. But check it out though. Absolutely, Courtney, you're right there. The APFT flag update is amazing. That's gonna help a lot of people out.
Mhm.
Shay Brown, I'm not so you're talking about, but if someone's ETS is October of 23, they can't reenlist until October 1st, probably. So, well,
Right. Nope,
unless
that's still
someone is
it's
qualified.
as of today, that's correct, Matt.
All right, that makes sense. That's why I bring the experts on like Shante. So, Felix says, I'm supposed to be going to my new unit March 1st, but I'm only have 11 months left of my contract. So, can I reenlist sooner than 12 months? Shante?
All right, Felix. So, regardless of if you're in your window or not, if you have a Army service remaining requirement that you are not meeting, then you do not have to be in your window in order to reenlist or extend for um, that assignment or that service remaining requirement that you need. So,
So again, go see your career counselor. They can help you out, extend or reenlist. If you get a bonus, take that
yes,
bonus. Hey,
For sure.
Oscar's back, Shantae. The MOS he wants is 56 Mike, which is
Hmm,
as we all know, Chaplain's sister, right?
right. Yep.
Are they in that
So
short fuse training? Go ahead.
I would have to look. I know it just came out, I believe Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'll have to look. So if Oscar wants to head up Army Reenlistment's Facebook page, send us a message. I definitely wouldn't mind hopping on after this and individually talking to him and then pointing him to his career counselor. So
Oscar, there you go. Shantae's willing to talk to you, man. Get on there, okay? David says, what about those going in depth? First of all, it's not called in depth anymore. I was schooled by Shantae the other day. It's not in depth. So, what about in depth, Shantae? Just a handshake?
hmm. So David, I get what you're saying. And a lot of times, it does feel like essentially a handshake. But, if you go to your career counselors, there's a certain period in there where you can still be allowed to reclass or do other things outside of your career. There may be bonus opportunities. It just really depends on your individual qualifications and your MOS.
That's a big thing. So, David, go see a career counselor, get more than a handshake, and maybe ask them for a certification inside their education
Yeah.
center programs. But that's it right here. Gerardo, can we ring this for training if we're going in depth? Shantae, what do you think about that?
Mm,
She wants to drink right now. Go
I
ahead.
do. I'm out here in this North Carolina heat, so excuse me.
Whew, it's sweaty down here.
It really is. So kind of like I just said on the last comment, there's factors that go into it. So without knowing your specific case, I can't really answer that. But if you want to hit up our page after this, I'll talk to you individually as well.
You get 101 counseling from Shantae today. It's a good thing, believe me.
You got 2 hours, guys.
All right, she got busy work tonight.
I
Taquisha
do.
asked, can we talk about milk message 201? Not today because we're not experts on this program. Unless Shantae, you are. I'm not sure, but I'm not.
No, but this brings up like this is kind of like one of my thoughts. As you guys know, Army reenlistment, we took a little time off. A lot of us have PCS and life. So that is actually one of my next plans was to get some of the admin from the Army Mom Life, their group. They have made some really big changes. They've sat down with the SMA. So that was one of my plans for future shows to get those experts on there. So because I haven't been a new mom in years, so I'm a little behind, but I'm gonna get them on one day.
Hey, next week, week after that, we're free. We'll come back on and talk about the whole program. But Cheyenne, absolutely. Hey, we provide hope around here. So go see a career counselor, all right? Hey,
Hopefully, we
Quentin
can make
asked,
it happen.
oh, listen, we'll get somebody. This is a fun show. So Quentin asks, with all the changes on 1 July, are new bonuses coming out?
Your guess is good as mine, Quentin. That
Quentin,
we
listen,
don't
we're
usually know right away, so
no, we don't get any heads up because it's on an official page, but get with your career counselor. They're very fast. And if they're
mhm.
faster than us putting information out, let us know. We'll get faster, okay? Hey, Colt asked, anything for mid careers, Shante?
Same options. Same options. That are there was nothing that really changed for category specific. More so, for those you're gonna want to go see your career counselor at your unit and let them offer you your individual options.
A follow up, hey, go see a career counselor, short fuse opportunities for careers because they're out there, they're available. Just see what your individual qualifications are. Let's see, we have hey Ron. Ron says you have a career counselor in your chain.
He's right.
Ron, the actual career counselor is not in the chain. They're program managers, but I know you know that already. But go see your leadership. If you ever have problems with your career counselor, your retention, anyone in your unit, see your leadership. They are there to solve your problems. And if they can't
Mhm.
solve it, someone above them can. Don't
Mhm.
be afraid to go see your commander or first sergeant. So, hey, Courtney asks, does your brigade, or maybe she's not asking us this right here, but she's probably asking somebody on the board because she's a career counselor as well, right?
Yeah, Courtney's a superstar.
So I hear. So if your battalion doesn't have a career counselor or retention NCO, which they should, go to your brigade. They're there to help you
Mhm.
out, right? Hey, a couple more questions here. Let me see here. From Carlos, wasn't there supposed to be an ABCP update this month? that's probably the Army Body Composition Program.
Mhm.
I'm not. That's probably called now.
Mhm.
Maybe it's coming out. That's more of a Army G1 question, but we'll find it out. Don't hit us in the chat about that. We don't know about that one right now. Okay, we'll find out. Hey, you know what? Maybe we'll do a whole new show on the ABCP. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, here's a great question right here. Can someone reclass to 79 Sierra, which is career counselor, the best
Mm.
MOS in the Army, I hear,
The-
and choose their station? What do you think, Shante?
so for that one, not really. Reclassing to career counselor is pretty much, the army offers you the reclass and then the needs of the army. Like I tell my soldiers, we might get a wish list, but your needs, your wants needs to line up with the army's needs. And if so, then that's how it works. But when you become a career counselor, our careers are managed a little bit differently. So our branch manager is going to either send us TDY in return, or they're going to put us to where the big army needs us to fill those spots. So, short answer is no.
But Shante is, if you maybe want to leave for Bragg soon because it's so hot down here. So if you want to replace her, maybe there's an opportunity, right?
No.
Okay, sorry about that. Not going to happen. Hey, Tamika asked,
No.
what's happening to patient admin class seats? That's 68 golf, I believe. I'm not sure.
I am that one. I'm not really sure of. I'm not very
Tamika,
sure.
I think you stumped Shante, but
You did.
hit the page for the message, and we'll look into this. Okay. Just one more question you have. What we get here? Hey, Gerardo, thanks. Shantae's awesome, isn't she?
I try.
Um, last question, and we'll get out for the day because we have things to do. What is the average time to receive a bonus after completion of the school that was part of the realism bonus?
So generally, we tell our soldiers once they complete their training, it's a roughly about 30-45 days for them to receive that bonus. If that time has gone and they came back to your unit, and they haven't received that bonus, go see your career counselor because we have a report that we can check for you specifically. And maybe HRC wasn't tracking that you graduated, or they may just need some supporting documents, and it's really an easy action. So if you hit that 30-day mark, go see your career counselor.
Nick, go see a career counselor. Good information right there. And Tamika, if your career counselor is telling you they can't see any school seats or any seats, maybe they're not trained. Maybe they're young career counselor and they need some training. Which is, listen, we're not all experts as we become career counselors. It takes time. So definitely hit up your brigade career counselor or your retention operations, either one, to get some training there. But there's probably some training seats. Not all MOS have training seats available. Consider that,
Mhm.
okay?
Mhm.
Hey, Shante, that was a very fast show. A lot of information. Anything else you want to add?
Oh, no, not really. I just, really urge our FY22 population, those guys and gals that are ETSing between now and February or September 30th, 2022. If that's you, I really urge you to consider staying in the Army for, the 6 months or the 11 months longer, especially if you have a family, this career is not just about us. So if you're not fully ready to transition, 6 months is going to fly by. 11 months is going to fly by. So definitely go see your career counselor. And if you do want to get out, that's okay too. Just make sure you're keeping your career counselor in the loop because there's no 90-day window. So stuff happens and you could change your mind. So just let them know.
Absolutely. So if you do want to get out or if you consider getting out, you may be able to transfer to the Space Force. That's a question
Mm,
mark there. Okay. So that's our teaser for right now. But if you go to Army Reenlistment, check out the site on the front page there. There's a U.S. Space Force transfer frequently asked questions. So you may be able to go to the Space Force soon. So think about that. Shante,
mhm.
great show. I thanks for being the heat today, answers questions. Great job. All right. Until next time,
Awesome.
everybody. We'll see you later. Okay.
Bye.
Take care.